Hi everyone, so it's our turn to pick up the next lecture from the chapter Current Electricity. In the previous lecture of this chapter, you have learnt about electric current as well as Ohm's law. Now here for this particular lecture of the chapter, I am going to pick up the topic of drift velocity as well as we'll also talk about the limitations of Ohm's law. So let's get started with the very first topic of this lecture. To understand drift velocity, you can see here I have taken up this conductor. Now in this conductor, these free electrons are moving in the random direction because there is no voltage source that is connected to this conductor. So in the absence of the electric field, this is going to be the motion of these electrons, which is well understood by you as I have explained you about this motion in the previous lecture. I have taught you, as we talk about bulk matter, in the case of bulk matter, the atoms are very closely or very tightly packed, and this is the reason why the electron of one atom, that is the outermost electron, is not just attracted by the nucleus of its own atom, it is also attracted by the nucleus of the other atoms. And that is the reason why the outermost electron becomes free and a conductor have lots of free electrons. Now, as these electrons becomes free, they move, and when they move, they collide with the other electrons and also with the positive fixed ions of the conductor. Now, these collisions are going to be perfectly elastic as there is not going to be any change in the speed of the electrons after collision. So here you can see I have already written over this. This is what you need to write down in the examination also, that in the absence of electric field, a free electron suffers collision with the heavy fixed ions, and after the collision it emerges with the same speed but in random directions. Now, the conductor is not going to have a single electron, there is going to be n number of free electrons. So, if we consider n free electrons with velocity of the ith electron to be ui, where I can have any natural number 1, 2, 3. So, we are just talking about a particular ith electron that is having the velocity ui. Now, if you take the average velocity of these electrons, what is going to be? So, for that you can just scroll it down, you can see here the average velocity is going to be 0 as they are just moving in the random direction. So, they do not have any average velocity, okay. But once I will connect this conductor with the voltage source, what is going to happen? There is going to be the electric field. Now, this electric field is going to exert a force on these free electrons, because of which these electrons will start moving in organized manner. So, you have seen here how by applying this voltage source, the random motion of the electrons quickly converted into the organized motion. So, here I can write down that the electric field E is present inside the conductor after the connection of the voltage source. So, this is going to accelerate the electrons, and the acceleration of each free electrons will be given by minus E by m. Now, from where do I am getting this expression? See, force that will be exerted on each electron due to the electric field, or if in other words I can say that the force experienced by each electron due to the electric field is going to be Q into E, where Q is the charge on the electron, that will be E, and the electric field is going to be E, okay. Now, this m is the mass of the electron. So, the force was E multiplied by the electric field and the mass was m. So, acceleration will be force upon mass. So, this will be E by m, where this negative sign indicates that the electrons are going to experience a force in the opposite direction of the electric field, okay. So, now if I talk about the velocity of the ith electron after the time interval of Ti after its last collision, what is going to be that? So, I can write down the velocity of ith electron after time Ti of its last collision will be equal to Vi is equal to Ui plus ATi. So, here you can see I just need to substitute the values. So, Vi will be equal to Ui plus I am going to substitute the value of A, which is minus E capital E by M into Ti. Now, if I talk about the average velocity of n free electrons which are present at that cross section, I can again rewrite this expression. So, now the average velocity of n free electrons at that cross section will be given by what is going to be the average velocity? That will be called the drift velocity, okay, which will be equal to 1 by n summation over I is equal to 1 to n Vi. Now, what is this Vi? I can substitute the value of Vi from this equation 1, and what I will get in return? This Vd, that is the drift velocity, will be equal to 1 by n summation of I is equal to 1 to n Ui plus 1 by n in the bracket minus E capital E by M summation of I is equal to 1 to n Ti. Now, here in this expression you have learnt in the previous board that this summation will be equal to 0. Okay, so in the absence of the electric field, this will goes to 0. So, this is simply 0. It means I can write here that this Vd is simply equal to minus E by M 1 by n summation of I is equal to 1 to n Ti. Now, this is the average time of two successive collision of the electron. So, this will be called the relaxation time here in this expression, that is in equation 2. This 1 by n summation of I is equal to 1 to n Ti is equal to the average time between the two successive collisions. And this is called relaxation time, which is denoted by this letter tau. So, I can write in expression 2 that this Vd is simply equal to minus E tau by M. Okay. So, this is the final expression for calculating the drift velocity of the electron. So, here E is the charge on the electron, E is the electric field, tau is the relaxation time, and M is the mass of the electron. Now, from this expression you can clearly see that this average velocity is independent of the time. though the motion of the electrons is accelerated, and this phenomena is called as drift, and this velocity is known as the drift velocity. Okay, so this is going to be the drift velocity with which the electrons will be moving towards the positive end of the conductor when it will be connected to the voltage source. So I hope this expression is clear to you. Note down each and every step in your notebook. This is very important from the examination point of view. You can get a straight 3-mark question in the exam to derive this expression of drift velocity. Now, let's move on to the next segment of the lecture and try to deduce an expression for the resistivity by using this expression of drift velocity.